steady at 60, maintain formation. Units 2 and 3, hold the flank. Let's keep it smooth, folks.
What's up, everyone? This is Lincoln Lieber, and I'm ready to do an NFL live stream edition. Before I get started with my live stream, this live stream will include Cleveland Browns news, a breakdown of 10 quarterbacks who are in the 60,000 club, and a full recap of Week 13 and a full preview of Week 14. My channel has 396 subscribers with 987 videos and 260,007 views. The goal is 500 subscribers. I need 104 more subscribers, so please continue to subscribe. All right, now I'm going into my Cleveland Browns news, what I have on the Cleveland Browns. Will Myles Garrett break the sack record? Yes, Myles Garrett is on pace to break the NFL single season sack record, and many analysts consider it a matter of when, not if. He is currently at 19 sacks in 12 games, putting him on track to shatter the record of 22.5 sacks held by Michael Strahan and TJ Watt. The current pace: Garrett is averaging approximately 1.64 sacks per game. Required sacks: he needs only 5 more sacks with 6 games remaining to break the record. This means he can average less than 1 sack per game over his remaining schedule, and he can still set the new mark. Game schedule: a favorable matchup against the Tennessee Titans, whose quarterback Cam Ward has taken 45 sacks this season, offers a prime opportunity for Garrett to add to his total. Confidence: Garrett himself is confident he is in his ability to break the record, stating that it has already been written in my mind and it's just a matter of how high his total will go. So that's my information on Myles Garrett breaking the sack record, which he will do soon. He will break it soon. Okay, now I want to transition over to something that I found yesterday that was really interesting. That was really interesting. NFL 60,000 club quarterbacks who have thrown for over 60,000 yards. There are only 10 quarterbacks. Here are the list of 10 quarterbacks: Tom Brady, New England Patriots, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 89,214 yards. Drew Brees, San Diego Chargers, and New Orleans Saints, 80,358 yards. Peyton Manning, Indianapolis Colts, and Denver Broncos, 71,940 yards. Brett Favre, Atlanta Falcons, Green Bay Packers, New York Jets, Minnesota Vikings, 71,838 yards. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers, 65,038 yards. Ben Roethlisberger, Pittsburgh Steelers, 64,088 yards. Philip Rivers, Los Angeles Chargers, Indianapolis Colts, 63,440 yards. Matthew Stafford, Detroit Lions, Los Angeles Rams, 62,882 yards. Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons, Indianapolis Colts, 62,792 yards. And last on this list is Dan Marino, Miami Dolphins, 61,361 yards. All right. Now, I am going to transition again and go to the Week 13 full game by game recap. All right, so I'm going game by game, Week 13, and I'm going to preview Week 14. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Cleveland Browns 26-8. This 49ers win puts them at 9-4, and this Browns loss drops them to 3-9. Brock Purdy went 16 for 29 for 168 yards and 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had 20 carries for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. Shedeur Sanders went 16 for 25 for 149 yards and he had 1 touchdown. The Buffalo Bills beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 26-7. The Bills win puts them at 8-4, and this Steelers loss drops them to 6-6. Josh Allen went 15 for 23 for 123 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. James Cook III had 32 carries for 144 yards. Aaron Rodgers was 10 for 21 for 117 yards and no touchdowns. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Tennessee Titans 25-3. This Jaguars win puts them at 8-4, and this Titans loss now drops them to 1-11. Trevor Lawrence had 16 for 27 for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. Travis Etienne Jr. had 12 carries for 28 yards. Cam Ward went 24 for 38 for 141 yards, and Tony Pollard had 10 carries for 60 yards. The Miami Dolphins lost to the New Orleans Saints 21-17. This loss drops them to 5-7, and this Saints win puts them at 2-10. Tyler Stowe went 26 for 38 for 239 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Tua Tagovailoa went 12 for 23 for 157 yards and 1 interception. The Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts 20-16. This Texans win puts them at 7-5, and this Colts loss drops them to 8-4. C.J. Stroud returned back with 22 for 35 for 276 yards, and he had one interception. Daniel Jones went 14 for 27 for 201 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. The New York Jets beat the Atlanta Falcons 27-20. This Jets loss drops them to 3-9, and this Falcons loss drops them to 4-8. Correction. This Jets win puts them at 3-9. Kirk Cousins went 21 for 33 for 234 yards and 1 touchdown, and Tyrod Taylor went 19 for 33 for 172 yards and 1 touchdown. Tyrod Taylor is replacing Justin Fields, who was out on injury. Breece Hall had 19 carries for 68 yards and 1 touchdown. Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-17. This Buccaneers win puts them at 7-5, and this Cardinals loss drops them to 3-9. Baker Mayfield went 18 for 28 for 194 yards and 1 touchdown. Jacoby Brissett went 29 for 40 for 301 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. The Carolina Panthers beat the Los Angeles Rams 31-28. This Panthers win puts them at 7-6, and this Rams loss drops them to 9-3. Bryce Young went 15 for 20 for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard had 17 carries for 83 yards, and Rico Dotto had 18 carries for 58 yards. Matthew Stafford finished the game with 18 for 28 for 243 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Minnesota Vikings 26-0. The Vikings loss drops them to 4-8, and the Seahawks win puts them at 9-3. Sam Darnold went 14 for 26 for 128 yards, and Max Brosmer, who is in for injured J.J. McCarthy, went 19 for 30 for 126 yards, and he had a total of 4 interceptions. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Las Vegas Raiders 31-14. The Chargers win puts them at 8-4, and the Raiders loss drops them to 2-10. Justin Herbert went 15 for 20 for 151 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith was 18 for 23 for 165 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Running back Ashton Jeanty had 15 carries for 31 yards. The Denver Broncos beat the Washington Commanders 27-26 in overtime. The Commanders loss drops them to 3-9, and the Broncos win places them at 10-2. Bo Nix finished the game with 29 for 45 for 321 yards, and he had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Marcus Mariota went for 200. Marcus Mariota went 28 for 50 for 294 yards, and he had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Correction, he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Here is the full Week 14 preview, starting with this Thursday with the Dallas Cowboys at the Detroit Lions, and the Sunday games are below. All right, here we go. The Seattle Seahawks are playing at the Atlanta Falcons. The Cincinnati Bengals are playing at the Buffalo Bills. The Tennessee Titans are playing at the Cleveland Browns. The Washington Commanders are playing at the Minnesota Vikings. The Miami Dolphins are playing at the New York Jets. The New Orleans Saints are playing at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Indianapolis Colts are playing at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pittsburgh Steelers are playing at the Baltimore Ravens. The Denver Broncos are playing at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Los Angeles Chargers are playing at the Arizona Cardinals. And the last game, the Houston Texans are playing at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Monday night game to end this live will be the Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Chargers from SoFi Stadium. This is going to conclude my live. Thank you for paying attention to it. Thank you for watching it. I will start from the very beginning, as I always do. My channel has 396 subscribers with 987 videos and 260,007 views. The goal is 500 subscribers. I need 104 more subscribers, so please continue to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Steady at 60, maintain formation. Units 2 and 3, hold the flank. Let's keep it smooth, folks.